Hi Aquarius and Aquarius Rising, here's your horoscope for July 2024. I'm astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, the year is just moving right along, and this time of the year we have the sun going through the sign of Cancer, which is in your 6th house. Now this is a general sun sign reading for anyone that has a rising sign in Aquarius or has a sun sign in Aquarius. It's a Western astrology sun sign reading. It's a tropical. And so because I don't have everybody's birth chart, everyone's birth chart and birth date is different. So I have to give you a general overview of what's going on. But it's still going to be very accurate, about 75%, 80% accurate. So here we have the sun going through the 6th house. Now the sun highlights the energy wherever the house is that it's going to be in. And here it's all about work and service. And so you're starting off the month either in a very social setting, either with family matters or at work. You know, you have a lot going on at work, and that's because Mars is also making an alignment to all of these planets here. So there's a lot going on in your work environment. And so the second half of the month will continue to be a very social time because these 3 planets will leave the 6th house and go into your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So the dynamics begin to shift, but even more so, probably more on a personal level. We will see all that. But as each one of these planets goes into Leo, they will be running right into Pluto in Aquarius in your 1st house here. And so what this means is you might run into a little friction or need to make a decision, or there's a lot on your plate with having to do with, partnerships of some kind. So we'll have to see how that unfolds, okay? And of course, Mars will also leave this 4th house, which is in Taurus, and will go right through your ruler here, Uranus, around the middle of the month. And there may be some surprises in the mix, with family members. There might be some changes in the home environment, or having to do with feelings, having to do with mother, or where you're at right now financially, because it's in Taurus. And then it'll eventually hit the 5th house around the 21st. And so this is going to be very important for kind of new beginnings. And so as we start off the month, we have Neptune going retrograde for the last time in Pisces on the 2nd, right there. Here it is in stationary position. It will begin to move backwards into this 2nd house of income and value. So something that you're going to have to revisit from the past that's going to resurface for many of you. Now, we already have Saturn here in Pisces in retrograde, and now Neptune will be retrograde in Pisces. And it'll stay here for about 4 to 5 months. So this is not over with. But the reason I say this is the last time, because once Neptune moves direct again, it will go into move into Saturn next year in your 3rd house of communication. Along with Saturn will also go in here. Neptune and Saturn will both go into, Aries. And so this is going to be very important for 2025 to really change your thinking, and you might be making some different moves in that time frame. But in the meantime, it's all about the past. The 2nd house is income and values. And with these 2 planets retrograde in the 2nd house, it's all about something from the past that's going to continue to resurface for you that you're going to have to deal with. And that's what, and it could have to do with money or investments or someone's belief systems. That's what the 2nd house represents. So you're going to see that. At the same time, around the same time, about an hour or so later, Mercury enters Leo in your 7th house of partnerships, and right away it runs right into Pluto. So watch for any disagreements, misunderstandings, confusion. That's all going to be on the table, and this could last for about a day or 2 as Mercury makes its way through the 7th house. But Mercury is all about partnerships. It's about communication, but it's in the 7th house of partnerships. And in Leo, it wants to speak its mind. It wants to share information. It wants to be heard. And so you're going to find yourself either around somebody that loves to talk and, is constantly talking and sharing their information, or you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be talking a whole lot more than you have been. So this Mercury is going to highlight all of that. Now, the new moon this month is going to be in Cancer, the 5th house, right here, the 6th house, right here in the 6th house of health and service and daily routine. It's going to be at 14 degrees of Gemini, 14 degrees of Cancer. And so we have basically this energy building up in the 6th house. So this is about being of service to others. Now, since we're talking about Cancer, it has to do with family dynamics. or it has to do with the home environment. So maybe you're starting a new project in the home. Maybe you're buying a new home. Maybe you're remodeling a home. Maybe you're dealing with something to do with mother or health, okay? Because the 6th house has to do with health. And so it's favorably aspected to Mars and also to Saturn. So it could have something to do with the home life, like I was saying. There could be some surprises in the mix here this first week or two. And favorably aligned to Saturn. So you have the discipline to get things done, to make things happen. So I'm seeing a very busy month. You know, actually the whole month will be very busy for many of you. So we'll have to see how it plays itself out. But this doorway is opened for the next 2 weeks until about the 21st. Now Venus enters Leo on the 11th right there, runs right into Pluto once again. Watch for friction and discomfort, or a relationship that is a little on edge or uncomfortable in some way. And so you'll see some of that, but it'll only last for a couple of days and then it'll pass. Venus in Leo likes attention. Venus in Leo wants attention. It wants to be heard. It wants to be seen. You know, it wants to be loved. It wants romance. And this is going to be the theme here as Venus makes its way through Leo in your 7th house. So once again, I'm seeing lots of socializing here. Lots of socializing. And the whole month really is all about socializing and interaction. But now with Leo, the Leo energy in the 7th house, it's even more so than normal. Okay, so pay attention. Mars enters Gemini. Talk about, you know, conversation on the 21st. And that's a big day on the 21st, because not only is Mars entering Gemini in your 5th house, but we also have a full moon in Capricorn, which I will get to in a minute. It'll be the 2nd full moon in Capricorn. But Mars in Gemini loves to talk. It loves to express itself. It loves ideas. It loves interaction with others. So it's in the 5th house. So it has to do with either your children or your loved ones. And we already have Jupiter there. So this is going to enhance the communication, the need to communicate. Technology, anything to do with wanting to know is going to be going through the roof at this time. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. And so this is going to be an important time for the next 6 weeks as it makes its way through your 5th house. And so, like I said, more socializing, more socializing. But at the same time, about an hour later, the full moon also gets activated on the 21st. I have this set for the 20th so I could show you the symbol here. And so it'll be at 29 degrees of Capricorn, the 2nd full moon in Capricorn. And this one will be conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. So look for some wild card activity taking place here, especially since Uranus and Mars will still be in the mix here. They'll be aligned to this full moon. So it could have something to do with your children. It could have something to do with a creative project. It could have something to do with the love life. And so this is a wild card. This is a you coming to realization about your job, your sense of purpose, where you're at. It could be another turning point where you have to make a major decision about your job or your partnership. Okay, I'm not saying you're leaving your job, but it does open up a doorway to say, you know what, maybe I need to change the way I'm doing things. Maybe I need to promote and go up and do something else. You'll be questioning it all around this time on the 21st, especially with all this Gemini energy in the 5th house. You may be offered something new that you never thought about. That's the kind of surprise it could be also. It really depends on your own actual birth chart, but whatever it is, you know, it's pretty big, it's pretty important. And it involves other people, especially possibly even a loved one here. You know, that's all in the mix as well. So, you know, it could be anything from moving in with somebody, or, you know, somebody asking you to marry them, or, you know, maybe your child is getting married, or, you know, it could be any of that stuff that's going to be on the table here during this full moon. Now, the sun enters Leo on the 22nd, and right away it runs into Pluto as well. And so once again, there's a little bit of discomfort for a day or two with whatever you have going on. So maybe you're planning an event or a gathering of some kind, and it's huge because of all these planets in the 7th house. Now, the sun going through the 7th house has a lot to do with socializing. It has a lot to do with being seen and being heard. This is why I say it could be an event, you know, that you're participating in, and there's a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of change, and there's a lot of stuff going on. Which is totally normal. But the good news is you're having fun and you're exploring, and there's other people all around you. That's what I'm seeing here. And so this is a great time to have a good time and to laugh and to play, because Leo energy is very playful and it loves that stuff. And so, you know, this is a time where I just see so much activity around other people. So enjoy it while it lasts, because everything, of course, eventually changes and then goes into the next house. And last but not least, we have Mercury entering Virgo on the 25th and 26th. Right here, we see Virgo energy being activated with Mercury. Now, Mercury is about communication, and Virgo is about communication, but Virgo is more analytical. So you'll find yourself now more analyzing things like numbers and calculations and income and, you know, money matters, because the 8th house is a money house. And so you're questioning everything, the expenses, what you're doing. It's a psychological alignment too. So be careful. Mercury in Virgo could be so psychological in the 8th house that you overwhelm yourself and your nervous system starts getting really jittery and irritated for some reason, you know. So there is that possibility as well towards the end of the month. So there you have it, Aquarius. There's an overview of what the month brings. Enjoy yourself. Do the best you can. And check out the special offer video that I have at the end of this video. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now. Hi, thank you so much for watching my monthly astrology. I really appreciate your support over the years. Have you ever considered learning astrology? Well, you're in luck, because I've created a full online astrology course in my private community. It's a full 6-module course that takes you from the beginning of astrology, what it all means, the mythologies, the houses, all the way to the more advanced techniques such as progressions, solar returns, how to read transits, how to make predictions. It's all there in this course here. And I even dive into some of the mysterious stuff, you know, what some of the symbolism is all about. So I think you might want to check it out if you're interested. Along with the course, we have a very tight-knit community here where everyone helps each other out. And so if someone knows a lot about astrology, they help other people with astrology. So it's a community that really gets involved and, you know, really wants to learn and help each other out. But as you can see here, I have a whole lot more on this private community. I also have the Inner Circle live calls each week. Now, this is something that I do twice a month on YouTube, but here I do them on a weekly basis. And I talk about various topics. You get to ask me questions, we interact, and we learn a whole lot more than just astrology. So this could be anything from astrology to what's going on in the world, predictions, politics, whatever it is. We talk about it in the Inner Circle calls. Of course, I do have videos here that I do not have on YouTube, so you get those too. And then I've got a private resource vault, which has videos that I suggest watching, books suggested reading, meditations, and more. So if you're interested in learning astrology or want to be part of a great community that's really growing fast, head on over to the link down below and click on the link and join today. All right? Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.